boldly go where no one has gone before. Star Trek Online.
Star Trek Online is the latest massively multiplayer online role-playing game from Cryptic Studios, the team behind City of Heroes and Champions Online. The game offers players the chance to explore the galaxy as a Federation or Klingon captain, and we got the chance to join the open beta, which we engaged at maximum warp. Before watching any further, however, be warned that this video contains minor plot spoilers from the first few missions. Set in the year 2409, that's circa stardate 86645.3, Star Trek Online kicks off 30 years after the events in Star Trek Nemesis. Things aren't going so good in the 25th century. The Khitomer Accords have been broken, and the United Federation of Planets and Klingon Empire are at war, while the Borg has returned to wreak havoc on the Alpha Quadrant. Before we could seek out new life and new civilizations, however, we got the chance to create our very own character. While you can play on the Klingon side in the final game, the open beta was restricted to the Federation, and we could choose from 3 character classes. Engineers improve the performance of weapons and disable enemy weapons. Science officers focus on healing, debuffs and buffs, while tactical officers excel in physical strength and combat. There's a staggering array of options you can customise, from the species and gender to skills and numerous options on your body, such as the length of your fingers. Each species has unique skills, such as the Vulcan's increased physical strength and a logic skill used to evade psionic attacks.
Welcome to Star Trek Online.
From the opening moments, our ship was under attack by the Borg. After learning the basic controls, it was time to head to the bridge and meet the captain.
How can I help you?
It seems he had a special assignment for us, which was beaming across to the USS Khitomer, which had suffered heavy losses at the hands of the Borg. When we arrived, the emergency medical hologram was in charge, and Voyager fans shouldn't be surprised by his prosaic and patronising bedside manner.
Someday you might be almost as skilled as I am.
It wasn't long before we got our first taste of action against the Borg. Our phaser pistol could kill and stun, and we could also perform a few melee attacks such as palm strikes and nerve pinches. After helping the Khitomer repel the boarders, we've been back to the ship to discover the Borg had wiped out all of our senior officers, which left us in command of the ship and its crew. Despite the immediate hostilities, however, the environment looked beautiful and peaceful, and we saw plenty of beautiful nebula and planetary bodies in deep greens and blues. There are a lot of things to focus on during space combat. An icon around the ship is split into 4 quadrants, and these represent front, rear and side shields. The quadrants visually display how weak or strong they are, and we could bolster a sector when taking a beating from any particular direction. We could also move energy from auxiliary systems to the weapons, systems and shields. At our disposal were forward-facing photon torpedoes and forward and rear-facing phaser arrays. While the torpedo arc is only 90 degrees, the phaser arcs are much wider, and when broadsiding an enemy, we could use the front and rear arrays together for a more powerful attack. In addition to shields and weapons, we were occupied with the ship's throttle and power levels and commanding our bridge officers. You have access to multiple officers, but you can only use 3 at once. Each one has its own skills and abilities, so you need to take the right ones into battle. You only have access to 1 at first, and our engineering officer had the very useful skill of being able to divert emergency power to recharge our shields. After playing through a few missions that involved beaming survivors onto our ship and destroying Borg probes, we received a transmission from Admiral Quinn, who asked us to join in a final assault to drive the Borg from that sector. After destroying a Borg cube, a satisfying feat for any new Starfleet captain, we were requested to meet with Quinn at the Earth space dock. This hub grants you access to the shipyard, where you can spend points you've earned to upgrade and tweak your vessel, and request new bridge officers to join you. There's plenty more to do in Star Trek Online, including upgrading your skills, weapons and abilities, and leading away missions. The game will certainly appeal to any Trekkies who have wanted to take the helm for themselves, and with the game out in early February, would-be captains won't have to wait very long to make it so.